All right, True Crew, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new, I appreciate you being here. The community appreciates you being here. Hopefully, you find something valuable within this video. You watch a few more, and if you like it, subscribe. So don't forget to follow on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus. The podcast is out there as well. Go to the website, get your free downloads, Setting Goals, Fitness, and Nutrition. Links are down below. So coming at you today with a quick video on the number one thing all husbands and wives should promise their spouse or need to understand when getting married. I think this is the biggest downfall. And first of all, it comes down to you need to get yourself in check. You need to know your goals and what you want out of life. And you need to make sure that you share this with the person that you're thinking about starting this life with, to see if you're on the same page in some way, shape, or form, right? Not they don't want kids now, but they'll want them later. No, if they don't want kids now, just cut your losses, man. Cut your losses. Don't worry about it. Anyways, the number one thing you need to remember, this is going to be a quick video. Number one thing to remember, the number one promise you should make is to not be the same this year as you are next year. Or, if it's not even next year, maybe that's too soon. Just not to be the same person now as you're going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And you got to make sure that you're trying to elevate your game to something better, right? You're trying to be better 5 years from now. You're trying to be better 10 years from now. Whether it's a better husband, a better father, a better employer, healthier, a better cook, right? There's so many little things that you can do to ensure that you are a better spouse. Now, I'm a Christian Catholic, so, there's a guy called Jason Everett. He is the chastity guy, as people know him. And he talks about, he goes around, gives chastity talks to high schools, colleges, things like that. And, when he gets done with these talks, sometimes people will be like, well, if I'm not having sex with my girlfriend, how do I show him that I love him? And in reality, if that's the case, you're already doomed. You do not know how to show the person that you love them. You only know how to show how you love them through sex, right? Then you're doomed from the get-go, right? So the one thing that he brought up, he said one guy came up to him and was like, oh man, I found 100 different ways that I can show my girlfriend that I love her. We're going to try to live the Catholic faith, and I'm going to write these things down, and I'm going to do them, right? So he found 100 different ways, and he's all, my goal is by the end of the month to have 500 ways that I can show her that I love her without having to be physical. And I think that's going to set you up for success as well. If the only way you know how to love that person is physically, then you're doomed from the get-go. So how can you love that person? Is it making dinner for him? Is it, they've said the greatest things you can do, right? What is the person that you love the most, your husband or wife's night routine, right? Is it that they have to put on their certain pajamas? They have to have a glass of water right next to the bed. They have to do the dishes before they go to bed. Why don't you do the dishes before you go to bed? Why don't you get that glass of water for them? Why don't you get their pajamas laid out for them? Right? Those little things. Promise that you're not going to be the same person today that in 5 years. That's the biggest promise you should be making to your husband or wife. That I promise to be better in some way, shape, or form. And you, as the other person, need to realize and understand those small little changes that they're making. And once you can understand those small little changes they're making, you need to applaud them and appreciate them for that. Because if we don't show that appreciation and that love for the small changes that they're trying to make, they're not going to ever be able to make those big changes. You need to support them. All right? So once again, I hope this helps. Food for thought. Remember, this is a relationship video. Mind, body, spirit, fitness. More spirituality, exercises, fitness vlogs, nutrition, motivation, all that good stuff. Check it out. If you like it, please subscribe, share and like these videos.